How many students does the university have? Do you know right offhand?
We have about 65,000.
This is across all institutions?
Across includes Duluth, which has about 12,000, and then we have smaller campuses at Crookston and Morris, and then Rochester. Crookston has historically been an ag education-based. More recently, it's had a big influx of international students, and we can talk about demographics here if you want to a little bit, because that's a really significant issue facing higher ed in general. Morris is known as a liberal arts college and has no graduate programs, and of course Rochester has the healthcare niche.
I know all about Morris because my colleague on the court, the Chief Justice of the Minnesota Supreme Court, is a graduate of Morris, and she's happy to discuss its advantages as the finest institution in the state of Minnesota with anybody who wants to ask her about that. So she's a very loyal alumni there. So we've heard all about Morris. Let's talk a little bit about the demography piece. The demography of Minnesota, of course, is changing. You can see that in various ways, in various places. How does that affect the university? What does that mean?
Well, it affects all institutions, and we I think are on the high ground right now in terms of our the niche that we've been pursuing. The undergraduate student population now has it's much more selective. Universities, colleges need to be really clear about their niche. One can't be everything to all people. There aren't as many high school graduates coming forward, and there may not be as many students prepared for higher education, and that will mean vacancies. It's already starting to be realized in some of our institutions, and that's lost revenue, and it's difficult to cut costs as quickly as unforeseen revenue declines occur. So I think on the surface, it feels like we will have an oversupply of seats around the country, but for the university, I think our niche, we're clear about what we want, and but this does require a strong enrollment strategy. It's beyond sort of putting a couple ads in the paper. The old traditional way of marketing for colleges is now much more tied to a brand and executing it and looking at niches and looking at being clear about who your competition is. We will always be heavily Minnesota-based students, but for our out-of-state students, over time we'd like to see a higher number of non-reciprocity students, so we're recruiting more heavily from suburban Chicago and maybe Denver and some other areas that we know, for students who want a big city, big campus, maybe a Big Ten experience, we may have to reach a little bit further for those. And if those people are willing to pay a higher tuition dollar, that'll help our financial side too. So it's just much more important going forward than it has been in the past.
And of course that can create some controversy as well, because you're balancing that against in-state tuition and parents and students, parents who want their kids to attend the university and may feel that they're frozen out because maybe their SAT or ACT score is lower, and therefore students are coming from other places, and I'm sure you get that as a criticism.
We do, and this, like a lot of things we deal with, there's a balance all the time. We're much more of a home state university than is Michigan or Wisconsin. Those have really become more national universities, and they can charge more based on that. But we're comfortable with where we are right now, which is about 2/3 Minnesota students, and then a portion from our neighboring states. Through the reciprocity program, and international students are another factor, and that's a dynamic that will be interesting to watch throughout the nation, and students from around the globe who have the financial ability to pay full retail dollar, and some colleges around the country will become predominantly international, and that's interesting and different, but that demographic shows up through that cohort of students.
So when you're looking at students who are attending the university, one thing that I've noticed that has changed, I'm in regular communication with students who want to go to law school, for example, and I noticed at the university the emphasis seems to have changed a little bit in terms of making it perhaps somewhat easier for a university student to go to a university graduate school, or that there are programs designed to facilitate that certainly didn't exist when I entered the University of Minnesota Law School in 1976. Can you talk a little bit about that piece of the demography and keeping students in the system?
Sure. That's a good question, too. We're asking our undergraduates to do more research, and the research that they're doing is often with the professional schools or with the graduate school side. So those relationships are getting built, and the students are seeing value added to what would normally just be a customary undergraduate experience. Creating pipelines and selecting the students we want to keep in our system is important, and whatever school, professional school or graduate school.
Years ago, there was the university had the General College, and I believe that General College no longer exists, if I'm recalling
That's
correctly.
correct.
And there was somewhat controversial, thought that maybe the university wasn't serving all students. Can you talk a little bit about that piece of the demography and emphasis?
Well, diversity is always an issue, and we need to find a way to increase students of color, and we know for those that we do get on campus that they'll stay. We have actually the students of color are retained at 92% from that first year, and that's higher than the Caucasian students. So we're putting a lot of resources in to make sure that it's a meaningful experience, but we're not as successful, and I think this is a national issue, about identifying talented students, making the university more approachable. We're a tough place to for students who, it's intimidating for a lot of students, and we're not, our staff and faculty percentages of color are not where they need to be, and that's important to make us more friendly in the eyes of the kind of student that we need. So there's a little bit of there's a circular thing going on here, and it's a major emphasis of the president, and we will need to, and we should spend more time and resources to help that. But it's we admit about 5,000 freshmen each year. The other thing that's not well understood is that we are a great transfer school. We bring in about 50% of our students in from the MnSCU system. And for students that want to save money or live at home, and I'm sold, I lived at home and commuted. You raise that now with students or parents, it's not well received. But it worked for me, and I commuted. But I think a lot of smart students can be really practical with their dollars and start at MnSCU, and the doors are open for transfers. We make those work, and the nightmares about credit transfers are largely gone. There's still some issues around that, but we try to make that as seamless as possible.
And I suppose you get transfer students that also from what I call the MIAC schools, the Concordias, the Gustavuses, St. Olaf's, et cetera. Those are also students that show up on your campus.
Yes, we get from the private colleges. We also get a lot of out-of-state students who go to either of the coasts, who maybe get a little homesick, and also see our value proposition, because our net price is lower than most private colleges, and the cost of attendance is less than some of the coastal communities.